she kind of cries about it afterwards, like because she, dawned on her like what she did. I agree that it's same deal. It's definitely something a parent would do. Because you have no attachment to other people if it's all live survival of the fittest, then it is what it is, man. Kids come first.
Yeah, you gotta feed your cub. But anyway, I had actually in the interim between the commercial break, which is strangely enough about we started this episode recording about 8 days ago. Our schedule got mixed up. It's a weird fucking week. This has been just a very strange, a very, very strange holiday week for me. I was saying to Cat before Brian came on. I guess it might have been different for you guys, because you have kids. But let me ask, what was the holiday like for you with the pandemic and the quarantine? I mean, I saw you post on Facebook, and it seems like you guys had a wonderful time, Christmas and Christmas Day.
It wasn't much different. To be perfectly honest with you, it wasn't a lot different than our Christmas last year. So like what we usually do is we'll have we used to go to my parents on Christmas Day. My mom would do this whole big thing and she'd cook for everybody. We'd be there with my sister and everything. And my brother lives out of state. So he would come up like the weekend before and we would have a big thing with them. And my sister would be there with her kids and, we'd be there and my brother would be there with his kids. And then Christmas Day, we'd have a big thing with just us, my parents and my sister. Last year, we started doing it on Christmas Eve. We'd see my parents. And then Christmas Day, we'd stay home because, the kids open their gifts. They want to be able to play with their shit and everything like that. They don't want to, be like, oh, I got all this cool crap. All right, now I got to go dress up and go to my grandparents' house and, just be satisfied with television for the next 8 hours and not touch my new stuff.
Well, because Christmas Eve, they look forward to going to the grandparents' house. They look forward to seeing the family. They look forward to all of that. If you're taking them away on Christmas Day, it's harder. So,
absolutely. Go see grandma and grandpa, on Christmas Eve, and you get whatever presents they're hooking you up with. Yeah, and then you should be absolutely. Christmas Day should be for kids to just have the day.
Yes,
exactly. So last year we started doing that, and it was great because like our Christmas Day was really low key. It was really nice to be able to like relax at home, just play with our stuff. Even the grown-ups, like, we both get weird shit like this, so, if I get like a new game or something like that, I'm going to plop my ass in front of the television and play it for 8 hours because I can.
Oh, excuse me.
Christmas.
I was reading the Hamilton Revolution book and that thing is gorgeous. That's what I did on Christmas Day. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
This year,
the holiday.
The only real difference this year is we didn't really see my sister and we didn't see my brother at all. So we saw my parents on Christmas Eve because they do the distance thing and, we do the distance thing. So, or the isolation thing, I should say. So, we saw they're part of like our bubble. So we saw them on Christmas Eve and then we stayed home on Christmas Day. So for the most part, it wasn't really a big change, except for that we didn't have that one big day that my brother would come up with his kids and my cousin would come over and my sister would be there with her kids. That was that's become our big family day for Christmas. So that didn't happen. But I mean, it is what it is. It's better that than people, take risks.
Absolutely. Like my mom's 88. And I've seen her twice during all of this insanity. And, and the thing is I want to be able to see her next Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what about your New Year's Eve? Because to be honest, I was in bed last night. I swear to God, it was like 11:06, and I'm like, am I actually going to stay awake just to, realize
New Year's Rockin' Eve?
And I swear to God, I lied down. It was like 11:15. I mean, 5 after 11 or so, and I fell asleep. And I woke up at like 12:06. I got a bunch of messages from people. Happy New Year. Responded, Happy New Year. Went back to sleep.
I mean, let's be totally honest. As a guy at our age, we don't need to be awake on New Year's Eve to watch balls drop. So
seriously, man.
So
wait, one of our friends actually. No, I shouldn't bring that tattoo on his testicle story up. I'm sorry.
You shouldn't bring that up.
No,
But
I was going to bring up my experience at conventions at a certain hotel in Indianapolis, and no matter what bathroom I used in that toilet in that hotel, the water level was always very high. Swear to God, Days of the Dead, 2011.
But Patrick, you okay? You always seem like you have a chill.
Yeah. I
don't want to talk about it.
I got snowballs.
But it's August. But New Year's Eve we've been doing the past few years. We've been doing that at home too, because we went out a lot when we were younger.
Yeah.
And but now with the kids, like I kind of felt bad, like they never knew a New Year's Eve with their parents home, because we'd always, all right, you guys are gonna have a sitter. We're going out for New Year's Eve. So
that was when they were little and already in bed by 8 anyway.
Yeah, they'd be in bed. Yeah, we were always very strict with bedtimes. It was always like 9 o'clock, you're in bed, or when they were real little, it was 8 o'clock, you're in bed, and there was no, like I know a lot of parents are, will say to us sometimes, they're just like, what? How did you do that? It's like, well, if it's the rule from day one, it's not that hard. They just think that that's how life is. So
there's no option. No, I'm going to keep putting you back to bed until you go to sleep. It's just going to be bedtime.
And sleep hygiene is a good thing. I mean, the kids don't realize it when they're young. I mean, no kid wants to take a nap, so on and so forth. But there's a certain point in your life when when you realize how important sleep hygiene is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And
to have that
for mental health and for physical health, like people don't realize that people with massive insomnia, they end up gaining a lot of weight because when you sleep is when you lose weight, apparently.
Yeah.
At least that's
you got to get it's
say.
a solid 6 hours that you need every night. Everyone says ideally is 8. Yeah, but how realistic is that? Like,
yeah, well, in the modern era, I mean, please,
if I get 6, I get over 6.5. I had a beautiful, wonderful night of sleep.
Yeah. I'm scheduled for a sleep what's the word I'm looking for?
Sleep study.
Sleep study. I was scheduled for it at some point this spring. They want to do it. I want to get it done, but it's just a matter of figuring out.
I don't get how people can actually sleep during that stuff. Like, we're going to put all these wires in and watch you all night. Have a good night's sleep. I can't sleep like that. I'll be up all night. Like, I wonder what they're thinking while they're watching me sleep.
Yeah, but I mean, but
you
it's
roll
good
over.
for
It's
you.
like, he rolled over. What does that mean? Let's analyze
this. Like, do I rub one out or no?
Is it kind of hot? Maybe. I don't know.
Look at the size of his ass. Does he even know? He probably doesn't have mirrors on that
Did you
side.
just go Spaceballs? Why didn't anyone tell me my ass was this big? Did you just do
tell me
that?
my ass was so big. This is an unlisted wall. Anyway. So New Year's, the past few years, we stayed home, and sometimes we would have some people, like a few people over, but it was never anything more than 6 or 7 people. Like that was like the max, and that was including children, where we'd have another family over.
Yeah, my dad always said it was amateur night, and
Amateur night is the night before Thanksgiving.
No, but
that's become that. Yeah, 100%. And it seems like like New Year's over the last, I guess the last 20 years has kind of transitioned to party at home holiday as opposed to going out, and if you do go out, it's to a price fix thing, open bar from 10 to 2 or whatever it is.
Yeah, because nobody wants to have to worry about a designated driver. If you get stuck being the designated driver on New Year's Eve, it blows.
It's also dangerous just to be out on the roads, even if you are the designated driver. There's so many people who don't have it.
I don't even drive and I drink in 13 years, and I wouldn't want to be the designated driver on New Year's Eve.
Exactly. No, it's dangerous.
It's terrifying. And plus you got to deal with, the cops are going to be out pulling people over. So, it's just not worth it.
A myriad of hassles that you can go through on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So we stayed home this time. It was really low key. We watched the ball drop. We had a couple of drinks. We watched the ball drop. And right after the ball dropped, we sent the kids to bed and we went to bed.
All right, and can we talk about the half had a couple of drinks? I think I had half a glass of sangria and you didn't. That was the party at our house last night.
Well, I mean, other things did happen.
Yeah. You had, as the guys from the We Hate Movies podcast would say, a tall drink of water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something like that.
That's tall drinks of water. Those are delicious.
Yes. All right, well, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to do a segment that I like to call What's on Your Shelf? And we're going to take some kind of, entertainment suggestion.
Word.
Cat and Brian. All right, we'll be back right after the jump. This is The Literate Nerds.
Ow!
Nerds. Welcome back. We are The Literate Nerds. I am here with my guests, Cat.
Hi.
And Brian.
Sup.
All right, and we are doing a little segment that I like to call What's on Your Shelf. I'm going to start first. Get it out of the way. I'm going to suggest to everybody that they check out Bosch on Amazon Originals. As I've been frequently talking with Terrell Lee Langford, who is a producer on that show and author and longtime LA film guy, and we're going to be collaborating on some stuff in the future, which is one of the reasons 2021 is looking up for me. But I had been meaning to check it out. I've always liked Titus Welliver since he played the Black Smoke on Lost, and I started tuning in, and I fucking binged the first 3 seasons in 2 days. And now I'm circling back and rewatching them.
How much did you die when that he showed up in The Mandalorian?
Oh, and it's hilarious because I was talking with Lee about that. And I'm like, hey, so your boy was on The Mandalorian. He's like, tell me about it. He's like, he blew up all over his Twitter and his Instagram and stuff. He's like, oh, I'm an Imperial, and so I was talking with Lee, and Lee was like, oh, was it good? I'm like, Lee, he went out fucking hard, man.
Mm-hmm. It was good.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out Bosch, available on Amazon Prime. All right, so one of you guys go. Brian, you go first.
Of course. All right. I've been in kind of a slump lately with stuff. I think the newest things I watched or listened to, I started getting into the Bobiverse books by Dennis Taylor, and I wanted to catch up on all of them because there was a new book that came out in late September.
Enlighten me, because I'm completely unfamiliar with it.
Oh, okay. So the Bobiverse books are about this guy was a big tech mogul, and he had just sold his company. So he just became super rich. So he was doing all sorts of geeky shit with his money since he just came rich. So he signed up so that if he died, they would freeze his brain or whatever to try and until when technology got better, they could bring him back or whatever. So turns out he dies the day he signs the papers. And when he comes back, he realizes that a lot of time has passed and the world changed drastically. And they basically digitized him and brought him back to be an